17 a.m. Eastern time, or New York City time. So it's me again. Oh my goodness, too much mucus going on here. Alright, so sorry for the wait. Now it's 12:18. Okay, so before I get to COVID updates, I actually got I have to do a little follow-up for my EternalCon review. So I did a review on both Twitch first, which is also uploaded to YouTube, and then after that, I think almost a week later, because life got busy and I had to find a way to, because there was one concern made by a staff member, and I had to find a way to actually find a way to incorporate it to my review, because it's not just with attendees. Even though most of it is about the attendees, that's, I usually see it through the lens of an attendee. I've never staffed before, nor have I organized a con. However, I did participate in being a panelist, doing the presentation basically. And of course, I got into a couple cosplay contests here and there. And now, so I talked about a second in command on my review when I did a Twitch version of the EternalCon review. So after I posted on Instagram, the second in command person who I referenced in the review actually commented not once but twice. So first one, he actually replied to one of my friend's comments, who is also a friend of the staff member. So I'm not gonna say who the staff member is, but the pronouns are they, them, theirs. We're gonna stick to that. So I talked about them, and so I got a comment. Oops. All right, Gojo, careful. All right. So the second in command replied to one of my friends, who's also a friend of the staff member, and also the second in command also sent a second comment saying that, oh, we're like family, we care about each other, because I made a criticism, and this one, no con or event should be exempt from this, but if you're a volunteer head, or if you're one of those in higher rankings, all right, cons have to take care of the staff. It's not just the attendees and the guests, such as the celebrities and famous cosplayers. It's very important that everyone's taken care of equally. Super, super duper important. So that's why I brought that up, and that's why I brought up the issue that the staff member had. Alright, so see how this goes. Also want to say that this Friday, it's very likely I will not be streaming on Friday, July 15th, because I am preparing for a trip to Las Vegas. I will be in Las Vegas on the 16th and 17th. I may bring my laptop, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Alright, and this is for a pharmacy conference. And also I will review the pharmacy conference next Monday once I come back. Assume, God willing, once I finish the review for it. Because I'm going to be collecting notes while I'm in the pharmacy conference, which is going to be in Mandalay Bay. So we'll see how that goes. And I've never taken Las Vegas public transit before. I've been there, but it was, I think, almost 20 years ago. But at the time, my dad rented a car, and all five of us were visiting Las Vegas. So at the time, I wasn't even 18 years old so I was a teenager back the last time I went to Las Vegas. And no, it's very likely I'm not going to gamble. I'm just going to be there having fun. There is one Ferris wheel that I really want to go to. Alright, in Las Vegas, one of the biggest in the US, so I'm very excited for that. And so that's my little announcements. Let's get to COVID. All right, and New York's not doing very well with COVID. They're not listening to me. That's not a good thing. All right, I thought we learned our lessons. Clearly, we don't. All right, so we're gonna go over indicators. Looks like I'm gonna have to do this on a regular basis. Positivity rate went up by more than a percentage from last week when I gave my indicators. 15.1%. That is not good. Not good. According to De Blasio, the previous mayor, we want to stay below 3% or even lower than that. Okay. Cases went up a little bit. So we're about 3,733. On the next slides, I have graphs to show the trends. But that's also going up. 7-day case rate per 100,000, 313.42, also went up. Hospitalizations went up just a teeny bit at 87. All right, so the COVID hospitalization, it's okay, not a lot. All right, but 7-day hospitalization rate per 100,000, 14.25, also went a teeny bit up. That's went up a teeny bit. According to New York Times, cases up 24%, hospitalizations up 22%, and that's up 20% from 2 weeks ago. So not very good here. And as I've stated before, the main drivers of these cases are the BA4 and BA5 Omicron subvariants, especially BA5, simply because there's a higher rate of transmission, and also it tends to evade immunity, whether it's vaccinated or natural immunity. Is it 100%? No. Alright? Because, even though there are more cases, those who got vaccinated and got at least one booster, me, alright? It's been a while since I got my last booster. Which is in October. Got my vaccine in, I remember, January 16th of 2021. Then I got it February 14th, 2021. And then I got my booster October 23rd, 2021. I am way overdue for that. for any kind of booster whatsoever. So I'm waiting for that. But so far it's only for those who are, I believe, 60 and up. And they're going to try... I think eventually we're going to actually add another booster to it. Okay? It's all a matter of whether the FDA will do the emergency use authorization. Okay, so... we're kind of back to square one. Well, not really square one, because now we know about it. We have the vaccines, we have treatments now, but still, this is a lot, okay? And people have to take it seriously. Why is that? Because there are people who are vulnerable to it. So, especially the elderly, even the young, because the young just started getting eligible for vaccination. So the population, not as much of that in the specific population are vaccinated compared to adults and adolescents. Adolescents are kind of in the middle. So we got a lot of work to do. All right. So and the other ones who are vulnerable, this is why it's a team. Again, it's a team effort. I know we won't. We're all about individualism. I get that. You have to have a mix. Get the best of both worlds. Something like that. Okay. You got to do both. All right. Individualism is great because it brings out uniqueness and all that, and diversity. We also need this collectivism and work as a team, because it takes more than just one person to fight this virus. We have to do this as a team effort. It's very, very, very important. And I forgot what I was about to say. I just left my mind. Okay, so now, also, even though Novavax is not approved yet by the FDA and the CDC, there's no emergency use authorization, but Novavax already submitted an emergency use authorization application. The federal government will buy 3.2 million doses of Novavax COVID vaccine. All right, and as I said, most cases still consist of BA4 and BA5, and I don't know. We'll see how this goes with Novavax. Will it work against the Omicron variants? We'll see. The Omicron subvariants, I should say. There's another subvariant coming up, and this one is coming from India. This is called BA275, and it could be similar in nature. Well, of course, because they have the BA on it. They're all Omicron subvariants. But according to what I'm seeing here with BA275, it's also spreading pretty quickly and evading the vaccine immunity and as well. So why? Well, but it's again also not 100%. So even if you get COVID and you were vaccinated previously, you basically mitigated the severity of COVID. So you've drastically reduced the risk of not only the severe disease, but you also reduce the risk of hospitalization and death. And in addition to that, if you're vaccinated, and even if you get sick, your recovery time becomes shorter. What it means is, just in simple terms, you can actually clear out COVID a little quicker compared to as if you're unvaccinated. So very, very important. I never said vaccination's 100%. Neither is natural immunity too. Okay, but any kind of progress better than zero progress at all. All right. So Moderna and Pfizer are working on reformulating the COVID vaccines to cover the current variants as best as they could. Okay, and hopefully it'll be available by fall. Maybe I'll wait, I guess. We'll wait until maybe that'll be my second booster. And also, as I said, President Biden is considering second boosters for all adults, but the companies actually have to submit an application for emergency use authorization for a second dose, kind of, in my opinion. I know they approved the second dose, but that's only for Pfizer and Moderna for those 60 and older. But we need to expand that because we need to get ready for that next kind of wave. All right. Also, I found out from the New York Times, pandemic restrictions led to a 20% decrease in physical activity for those under 18. So this is what happens when you deal with lockdowns, restrictions, and shutdowns, and all that stuff. You can't have people stay in. That's not healthy. Okay? And at the time, 2 years ago, we didn't know about COVID too much. All right? Now, you can go outside and you could do your physical activity. All right? Mask on or mask off. Okay? As long as you're outside and you have a good distance. All right? Because even if you're in a crowd, and it's outside, you're still gonna have that risk of COVID. But when you are spaced, when you're adequately spaced and all that, you have a lesser chance of getting COVID. So, going outside, the air gets you're outside and air gets recycled here much faster, obviously outside, compared to when you're inside. Okay, so let's get to statistics. Where is it? As you can see here, now we see the trends. So I told you the numbers, now you see this. So in all boroughs, so Queens and Staten Island in particular, they're all going up in terms of the positivity rates for the 7-day average, according to the Department of Health. Hi, DJ Nikki said, hey, hello, how are you? Actually, once I finish my COVID thing, I'm actually going to talk to you live about this the con thing. So anyway, so in the five boroughs, okay, basically almost all of New York City is hit with dark reds, and I ain't prepared to go back. I haven't packed enough. It's okay. Take time. I didn't start packing yet. I'm actually going to Las Vegas on the 15th. Actually, wait. Sorry. On the 16th and 17th. Because I have a pharmacy conference there. And no, I'm not going to have enough time to go to California. That's going to be for next time. I think when I go to Anime Expo next year, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to go. I'm thinking about it. Alright? So I can be a guest with Missing Shelby, with Senor Shelby, like you did. And I remember you pulled that little stunt at the end of his stream. I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is the positivity rate. Look at this. But anyway, this is based on recorded tests that are reported. So lots of tests are not really reported. So, when you see the numbers go up, it's going to be a lot more than that. Yeah, I know. Alright, so Staten Island, hard hit. Queens is hard hit. You can see this here. Look at that. Alright. I remember Bronx would always get hard hit. So, a little bit hit. Brooklyn, half and half. And Manhattan, it's like a mixed bag. So what I'm seeing here is that, oh, by the way, the Rockaways over here, not doing very well. Now, looks like, now this is my opinion, I think that socioeconomic factors didn't go as much, in my opinion. I know earlier it did, but who knows? Because this area, I live near JFK over here. The neighborhoods north of my neighborhood are hit. So mine kind of hit too. All right. So not doing very well. So these are the top neighborhoods. Okay, Woodhaven is number 1 for now, and Woodhaven is actually around here. This is Ridgewood, I know, because I work there. Look at this. Look, see how dark? Super, almost black here. That's Woodhaven over here. And then the next one, Arvern or Edgemere, this is right over here. Arvern, Broad Channel. This area, this little thing is Broad Channel. Belrose, that is over here. Douglaston, right over here. This one. So look at Richmond Hill. That's next to Woodhaven. Fresh Meadows, right over here. Look at all the dark ones. East New York. East New York is over here. Ozone Park's over here. Oh boy. So all of this is above 20%. This is about 27%. So this is a little past 1 in 4. So 1 in 4 people getting COVID based on the data I'm seeing here. Ay. Okay. So those are the COVID updates. Also, before I go into break, just as a reminder that I will be in GoAssiCon, that is Geek Out at Staten Island Con. Alright. And I am the cosplay ambassador. And just as a reminder, for $5 off admission, use the promo code Goldine. Alright. And I hope to see you there. So I'm so excited for this con. This will be, I think, my 3rd GoAssi. I hope more people show up for this. This is it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fantastic. Okay, believe me. Okay, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Okay, so I'll be right back. Actually, before I go back, I gotta have a talk with you. All right. So the one, I don't know if you saw my review on Eternal Con. So I did a review for Twitch/YouTube. It's on YouTube. A few days later, because I got so busy, I was supposed to post it 1 or 2 days after the Twitch and YouTube video being posted, but I posted almost a week later, and already I had a little bit of, how should I call this? It made an impact basically. So there was a part in the review, and it's both for Twitch and for Instagram. Now on Twitch, I didn't post the specific information on the slides, but I did speak about it, about a staff member who where the person is nameless, told me about, the problems that she had to go through staffing at that con, and I talked about it, and this person's pronouns is they, them, theirs, so I used it on that. So I did it in written form for Instagram, and I spoke about the second in command. The second in command actually commented. Holy shiggles! So the second in command commented, and actually first one was he was replying with one of the comments. So I'm gonna read this to you, okay, Nikki? So here it is. And I'm actually surprised by this because I didn't think the second in command would read this. So, first of all, just as a way, just to refresh a little bit, this is what I wrote. All right, a staff person did speak to me that they felt on edge on Sunday morning. The second in command snapped at them because the person told someone about volunteer shortage and they felt they were treated like objects, which they understand was wrong. They said they would never talk to him again unless he approaches them. It was said that they confronted, I put confronted in quotation marks, him, and he complained. Then he told them they were being let go because they were missing for 1 hour because staff relieved them, but without confirmation, so they could take their break. They weren't truthful with them. The reason was because they confronted the second in command. There were communication gaps and that they felt lied to. Where was I? Then the staff person said their legs were freezing and they don't want to have anything to do with that guy ever again, the second in command. They stated that some staff were with the celebrities while others who were upstairs had barely anyone to relieve them. They asked. So this person asked me, what happens if I went to the hospital and had pneumonia? Do you expect to ask my parents to pay for the medical bills? So their needs were ignored. Alright, so there is one comment by one of my friends. So she said, and I quote, I think that con staff should be mindful of their volunteers. Volunteers help the cons run smoothly. They aren't getting paid. They do it out of love for this community. That doesn't mean they should be treated as slaves. I think communication, consideration, and kindness and professionalism are a must-have for every con staff, and that should be for all cons and all events and everything that requires planning. All right, each and every person deserves to be respected and treated well, whether you're an attendee, a guest, a vendor, a celebrity, even if you're staff or if you're volunteering. It's very important that people's needs are met. So the second in command commented to that, actually replied first. So he said, and I quote, I am the second in command. I didn't have this discussion with anyone. Good thing I kept it anonymous. I didn't have this discussion with anyone. I know that one of our management team sent a volunteer home. Maybe that was the person I was talking about. Who knows? That happens at every show. Our core group of volunteers have been with us for years and years. Sometimes we try out a few new people, and on occasion, someone doesn't work out. Our core group is family. We love them. Hopefully, they love doing the job. We hear that from them a lot. And then after that, he commented, and it was like, it's moderately lengthy. I mean, if you read my reviews, the entirety of it, I know you're gonna think it's a lot, but when you do read it, if you do take the time to read it, it doesn't feel like a lot. It feels like, okay, it's adequate. Not too much, not too little, just right, just like what Goldilocks wants. I was kidding about the Goldilocks. So so he continued. He made another comment. So he said to me on one of my parts for the EternalCon review on Instagram, our volunteers are our friends and family. We cannot do it without them. And if they aren't happy, they wouldn't come back show after show. We are very open to criticism from our team because all of us come from the volunteer ranks. But sometimes we get a new volunteer who doesn't want to do what is needed to make a show. However, ask to volunteer because they ask to volunteer because they think it's an easy way to hang out with celebrities and get into the show for free. It's not. It's a lot of work. That new person probably doesn't respect the amount of work and effort that the other volunteers do to make it all happen. I will say, this is not their first con working as staff. All right, according to them, according to that person. So they participated in previous cons as staff and volunteer, and there were no issues. This is the first. So maybe it's a miscommunication, and it happens. All right. So, but now, I mean, in this day of age, I feel as though, there's a lack of understanding. I'm not saying this, that it's pertaining to that specific, to that specific scenario, but I'm talking about in general. Okay, when we're talking about, especially with higher ups. So it feels as though, like, this time goes on, it's just people are just in it for themselves, and people are becoming freaking greedy, selfish, indifferent, and not understanding, and that's what, in my opinion, leads to a lot of miscommunication and or gaps in communication. Simply because there's a lack of discussion or dialogue, so to speak. There's little to no time being put into trying to work things out. It looks like a lot of people don't even want to work things out. They just want to say, oh, my way or the highway. Sometimes it's very important to really listen and hear people out. I apologize with that one. Oops, sorry. But anyway, I wanted to let it out. Okay, I was pretty surprised that the second in command actually commented, not once but twice. Anyway, be right back. We're going to do the rail report. All right, I am here, and oops, wrong window. Okay, yeah. So there is a New Jersey Transit component to that you just saw. Okay, so let's do the rail report for July 11th to 15th. All right, so first things first, we're gonna do ongoing. So that's very important, and I'll make this quick. Okay, so you should already know that J Train doesn't run between 121st Street and Jamaica Center Parsons Archer because of this concrete and track replacement under Archer Avenue over here. So there is a J99 bus that goes from 121st Street to Jamaica Van Wyck and take the E train to get there, or you can take Q56 bus, and that will go along Jamaica Avenue, and it could serve actually these two stops, but it'll be about a little, one block off, but it's not really that much of a walking distance. I've been there before. All right, so it's not going to be as bad. Okay, so the other thing is, in case if you forget, the other thing is that Long Island Railroad is cross honoring, so you can look on the previous streams. All right, so that includes Locust Manor, Hollis, Queens Village, Rosedale, okay, East New York Station, Nostrand Avenue, and Atlantic Avenue. So what you do is you show a MetroCard that's not expired, the one that you use to get to the subway, and boom, you get cross honored. You don't have to pay $7.50 or all that, or because it costs quite a bit to take the Long Island Railroad. So use that. Please take advantage of that. Okay, while it lasts. All right. Who's next? Okay, so the next thing, Monday through Friday, this is gonna be only on weekdays. Actually, this is gonna be all the time. We're gonna go to the Bronx. There's no D train express. There's no D express north of 145th Street. So D train will go local because of another big project. Also, I also talked about some of the 5 trains being diverted on the 2 line from 7:20 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. on weekdays. So I've said that many times. So some of them will go to Rector, or some of them will go to Utica. Next thing is from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. I don't understand why, but northbound D train skips 182nd to 183rd Streets. Next thing, and this is for 9:30 a.m. 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. for only 30 minutes. That's weird. I think that's the shortest shortest advisory I've seen. Okay, next one. Here, this is midday, 9:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're actually going to go to the F train here. So northbound F train skips Avenue U. And we're going to get to nighttime now. Then this is still ongoing. Okay, nighttime ongoing edition. Okay, so 9:45 p.m. to 5 a.m. So the 1, 2, and 3 trains, they will stop at 86th and 79th Streets. In addition to that, we're going to go to the N train. Same time frame. So northbound N train is going to be on the D line between Stillwell Avenue and 36th Street. Okay. Next thing is also on the D train. We're going to go to Upper Manhattan. And this, up Washington Heights, the Harlem area. So northbound D train stops rather. It stops at 135th Street. However, northbound A and C trains express between 125th Street and 168th Street. It'll stop at 145th Street, of course. Next thing is the Q train in Brooklyn. So there's no Q train between Atlantic Avenue and Prospect Park. You take a shuttle bus. Or you can just take this train, but it's going to require 2 extra trains, kind of. So you're going to take the 2 or 4 trains and then take the S train, and this S train sucks. So you know, that's an alternate route if you want to use it. Also, we're gonna go back to daytime, and this is Tuesday through Friday, 9:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. and eastbound. Okay, the eastbound anxiety trains will skip 104th Street and 111th Streets. Okay, so let's see what I have here. Okay, so, and there is more. So this is the rail part. So nighttime, let's go to nighttime. So 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. path still skips 9th Street and 23rd Streets. And then we're going to go back to daytime, but this time New Jersey Transit. So 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. This is only weekdays, Monday through Friday. So bus is going to run between Summit and Gladstone. And it's on the Gladstone branch. Also, we're going to get to what they call the Dinky Shuttle. Alright, so around 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. as well. I think the first train will be around 3:27 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. I forgot which one's going to start. But bus service will replace the Princeton Dinky Shuttle between Princeton Junction and Princeton University. So watch out for that. So that's your ongoing. Daytime. So only 3 things for the daytime. Thank goodness, not a lot of issues. Okay. Something you don't hear very often. Alright. So this is only Tuesday to Friday. So July 12th to 15th, 9:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. So southbound B&Q trains local between Prospect Park and Kings Highway. However, northbound B&Q trains will be express between Kings Highway and Prospect Park. In addition to that, for July 12th only, there's no D train south of Bay 50th Street. So a bus is going to run between Bay 50th Street and Stillwell Avenue for that same time frame, but only on Tuesday. So that's your daytime. Let's do the nighttime. Alright, so 9:45 p.m. to 5 a.m. Follow me closely. This is the anxiety train and the crappy train. And it's gonna go local between 59th Street southbound. It'll go local from 59th Street to West 4th Street. After that, it's gonna go on. AC will go on the F between West 4th Street all the way to J Street Metro Tech, and then resume its regular route. Next thing is we're gonna do the D train, and it's about 155th Street. And so on Monday, so July 11th, it's going from the D train will skip 155th Street southbound on Monday, July 11th. On July 13th, which is on a Wednesday, the D train will skip 155th Street northbound. Kind of weird, if you ask me. Next thing is, this is only for July 11th. Alright, starting July 11th at 11:45 p.m. until July 12th, 5 a.m. So there's no 3 trains whatsoever. You're going to have to use the 2 train. You're going to have to use the 4 train, especially in Brooklyn. And in this section over here, there's a shuttle bus. Also the M7 or M102 buses. Also take the place of the 3 train between 135th Street and 148th Street. Okay, and the next thing, this is only for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the 12th and the 14th. So we're going to get to the 4 and 6 train. So southbound 4-6 would be express between 42nd Street here and Brooklyn Bridge for here. So it's only for 2 nights. Also for 2 nights, but this one is Monday and Wednesday. On the 6 train, southbound 6 train is express between Hunts Point Avenue and 3rd Avenue, 138th Street. You'll see that there. Okay. And finally, the 6 runs in 2 sections. And the first section is between Pelham Bay Park and 125th Street. The second section goes between Brooklyn Bridge City Hall and 149th Street Grand Concourse. And that's your subway. That's the rail report. And also that's my COVID stuff and my little soapbox on Eternal Con. Alright, so I want to thank everyone, especially my mod DJ Nicky Zen, for stopping by the stream. And I'm going to look for someone to raid. Who am I going to raid? I think I know who's there. Let's see. But let me just check my list. Alright, so I'm going to raid Senor Shelby. So let's do it. I'm just double checking, make sure. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm trying to think because there is a birth. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do there's a birthday. So raid Ruby Bonnet TV. So she's celebrating her birthday. So let's do this. In the words of DJ Nicky Zem, I hope you all stay healthy and safe as always. Y en las palabras de Doctora Ana Maria Polo, he dicho, boom, transmisión cerrada. Let's wish her a happy birthday. Let's send it over. Thank you very much. Thank you for the feedback. We're going to stream and we're going to say a happy birthday to Ruby Bonnet TV. See you then.